Amplissime cancelleri, placetni tibi at officium incipiet.
Placet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our convocation, the very first one we're holding in the Richard J. Currie Center. Please remain standing for the prayer of invocation given by the Reverend Canon George Porter, who is the Anglican chaplain with our campus ministry.
As we begin this 182nd Encaenia of the University of New Brunswick, we rightly pause for a few moments of reflection and thanksgiving. We give thanks for the men and women who have made this glad gathering possible, for those who have gone before us, and those of staff, administrators, and faculty who have given their time to impart the knowledge and skills in these degrees granted to students today, in the lives that these students will live, and the contributions that they will make in the days and years ahead. We give thanks for parents, friends, family, who have stood behind and who have walked with these students through these years of study. And of course, we give thanks for these many students who have worked hard, studied long, played with abandon on the journey toward a future that opens now before them with a myriad of possibilities, hopes, and fears. We pause to remember those who didn't get to this celebration. We look back over the time here at UNB and give thanks. We look around at those who gather to celebrate together and give thanks. We look toward the unformed future, look forward to discovering our parts in shaping that future, and we give thanks. For these gifts and many others unspoken, we give thanks. Amen.
Please be seated. Your Honor, members of the Board of Governors, Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and especially graduates. Welcome to the 182nd Encaenia of the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton. UNB is the smallest national university in the country. It is also the oldest English language university in Canada and arguably the oldest public university in North America. This spring, of course, marks the end of the university's 225th anniversary celebrations, and it's especially a highlight for me to be here in the first Encaenia to be held at the Richard J. Currie Center. UNB's loyalist founders petitioned the governor within 2 years of their arrival in the province, and they carved this institution of higher learning literally out of the wilderness. In the next 3/4 of a century, UNB helped build New Brunswick into an economic powerhouse. There is little doubt that New Brunswick was hard done by in agreeing to join Canada's Confederation. My only comment to that is that it is time now for New Brunswickers to start looking forward through the windshield to the 21st century and to stop looking backward through the rearview mirror to the 19th. Some of you may remember a speech I gave here in Fredericton back in November that generated more than a little bit of attention. In it, I referred to New Brunswick as a failing province. The response to that particular word, failing, sparked a great discussion across all regions of our province and by people in all walks of life. They took exception to the word failing, and I could not have been more pleased. Many in my home province said, "That's not right," or "This cannot be." But alas, it was and it is. And so people are discussing, arguing, and becoming engaged, involved in building for the future of New Brunswick, a future that can, and I believe will be, a bright one. I tell this because the key to success in communities around the world is engagement. Democracy depends on discussion, but that is what you graduates learn in university. You learn to think. To every graduating class, I have said, and I say to you today, that if you have not learned how to think and think clearly, your time here has been wasted. Probably the best example I've given to date is that of Nigel Lawson, who didn't believe the so-called science behind global warming was valid. Finally vindicated, his was an example of sound thinking, once again overcoming dogma, this time in science. Another theme important to me, and which I've spoken about at many graduations, is that a life, your life, my life, is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. And so this building, complex and difficult to build, but built with skill and with tenacity, led by Barbara Nicholson as project manager, ably assisted by Reed Branch as her alter ego, and by Lauren Steeves, who ran the Acadian construction team. These three were on the job from start to finish, all three every day for all 3 years. What they built is not here as a monument to me or the result of an ego trip on my part. It's here to have a positive impact on the educational and recreational lives of the thousands of students who will use it now and in the years to come. And so do you, and so to you, the graduates of 2011. Savor this day, rejoice in what you have accomplished. Be thankful to those who have helped you get to this day. You now have a quality education from an old and revered university that many have worked hard to establish, to build, and to sustain. Your education is at least a match for anyone graduating anywhere in Canada today. Now it's over and up to you. Use your training, use your thinking power. Don't back down unless you have been convinced that you're wrong. Don't ever be intimidated by anybody. Don't quit when it's tough, for every day will not be as happy as it is today. And most of all your life, have a positive impact on the lives of others. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Chancellor. I'm sure our graduates will take your words to heart. I have to say that for those of us at the university, this is a day to be here in this convocation hall to see you all graduate has been eagerly awaited for years. We're finally here. It's just a magnificent building, and we're so delighted to be here to share this remarkable day with you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would draw your attention to page 16 of the program. The medals listed will be presenting during our Encaenia ceremonies. All other medals and prizes appear below the recipient's name in the graduation list. These medals and prizes will be presented at faculty awards ceremony or can be picked up at the Financial Services Office in the IUC. On behalf of the university, I'd like to congratulate all of the recipients, and let me express our sincere hope that you will maintain the high standards that you have demonstrated in qualifying for these awards. I would now ask the Vice President Academic, Dr. Tony Secco, to assist the Honorable Graydon Nicholas, Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, with presenting the medals.
The Governor General's Academic Medal is one of the most prestigious awards that a student in a Canadian educational institution may receive. Today we will present the Governor General's Silver Medal to the undergraduate student with the highest academic achievement over the duration of her program on both campuses of this university. The Governor General's Silver Medal is awarded to Carolyn Ann Wilson of the Faculty of Science. Through the generosity of His Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, a silver medal is awarded each spring to the outstanding graduating student in each of the faculties on the Fredericton campus. At this ceremony, we will present the medals in nursing and science. I would ask each winner to come forward as your name is called to receive the medal from the Lieutenant Governor. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Nursing is awarded to Jamie Lynn Partridge. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Science is awarded to Emma Jane Chaston.
At this time, we will confer the honorary ranks of Professor Emeritus and Dean Emeritus. The candidates will be presented by the Vice President Academic.
The Professor Emeritus distinction is awarded only to retired faculty members. Criteria for the honorary rank include teaching performance of exceptional merit, extensive research, publication of unusually high quality, creative contributions to the administration and development of the university, and a record of professional conduct that indicates fair and ethical treatment of students and other members of the academic community. Candidates must be approved by the university's Board of Governors. The rank of Dean Emeritus is awarded to those who meet the criteria for Professor Emeritus and have served at least one term as Dean. Would each candidate please come to the front of the stage when your name is called? Professor Grace Getty to be Professor Emerita in Nursing. Grace Getty has been a great and gentle influence on UNB's Faculty of Nursing. She is recognized as a leader in the faculty, the university, and the community as an advocate for Aboriginal people in New Brunswick, and nationally and internationally for her work with HIV/AIDS. She has had a distinguished career as a teacher, a researcher, and an administrator, and was one of the founders of the Faculty of Nursing Community Health Clinic. Professor Getty is an advocate for marginalized people, and her research has created meaningful change in health policy and practice. Her teaching at the undergraduate and graduate levels is grounded in community health practices. She is known, she is known for creating innovative learning opportunities for students. One such example is her groundbreaking work in AIDS prevention. Professor Getty worked with students to create an innovative, safer sex peer education program entitled Sex Without AIDS Today, which was delivered across the university for many years. She has served as director of the graduate studies in nursing and was instrumental in developing UNB's Master of Nursing program. Well respected by her colleagues and her students, Professor Getty has received 2 UNB Merit Awards, the Alan P. Stewart Memorial Award for Excellence in Teaching and the Award of Excellence in Research from the Canadian Association of Nurses in AIDS Care. Insignissime praesis, amplissime cancellari, tota universitas, commendo vobis gratiam Getty, ut conferatus honoris causa titulum professoris emeritae in hac universitate.
Ego confero tibi, gratiae Getty, ab manera tua huic universitati, Dio et in signature explita titulum ac statum professoris emeritae in universitati Novi Brunswicki.
Dr. Cheryl Gibson to be Professor Emerita in Nursing and Dean Emerita. Cheryl Gibson is known for her fair and professional treatment of students and other members of the academic community, her forward thinking, and her true grit. Dr. Gibson first came to UNB in 1979 and is recognized for her many years of teaching, leadership, and administration in the Faculty of Nursing. She was one of the first to pursue a master's degree and then a doctoral degree. UNB's collaborative Bachelor of Nursing program with Humber College in Toronto was achieved during Dr. Gibson's time as dean. To this day, the 2 institutions work together to deliver a degree-granting curriculum crossing provincial lines. Dr. Gibson was also central to steering the faculty's transition from apprenticeship models of training across New Brunswick to an integrated model, including both the Bathurst and Moncton campuses. She was instrumental in obtaining monies to cover the substantial costs of clinical instruction, as well as increasing the number of seats in our BN program. As co-author of Reflections 2, Dr. Gibson was able to give a historical account of the Faculty of Nursing from 1983 to 2008 from a first-hand perspective. Her unique ability to support, encourage, and mentor many of our teachers into their present research careers has enabled the faculty to be recognized across Canada as a strong force in teaching and research. Insignissime praesis, amplissime cancellari, tota universitas, commendo vobis Carillam Gibson, ut conferatus honoris causa titulum professoris emeritae et decanae emeritae in hac universitate.
Ego confero tibi, Caroline Gibson, ab manera tua huic universitati, Dio et signature explita titulum ac statum professoris emeritae et decanae emeritae in universitati Novi Brunswicki.
Dr. Judith Wiest to be Professor Emerita in Nursing. The Faculty of Nursing has benefited enormously from Judith Wiest's wisdom and her commitment to excellence. Dr. Wiest first came to UNB in 1975 and was instrumental in building a culture of teaching and research within the Faculty of Nursing. Throughout her career, she has been a dedicated educator of undergraduate and graduate students teaching courses in both programs. In 1997, Dr. Wiest helped develop the Center for Nursing Research, and her own program of research has focused on the areas of women's health, partner violence, violent relationships, and caregiving. A clear ethical stance, high integrity, and commitment to excellence characterize her research and many collaborative efforts. She was instrumental in developing an accessible research-based master's program and also served as its director. She initiated our annual Nursing Research Day, an event that continues to grow bigger and bigger every year. She is the first recipient of the New Brunswick Investigator Salary Award from the Canadian Institutes of Health Research and has received a University Research Scholar Award from UNB. An internationally renowned and grounded theorist, Dr. Wiest has published over 70 peer-reviewed articles or book chapters, several considered landmark publications. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellari, tota universitas, commendo vobis iuditam Wiest, ut ei conferatus honoris causa titulum professoris emeritae in hac universitate.
Ego confero tibi, Judithai Wiest, ab munera tua huic universitati, dio et insignitur explita titulum ac statum professoris emeritae in universitati New Brunswicki. We will now proceed to the conferring of an honorary degree. The recipient will be presented by the University Orator, Dr. Gordon Mason.
Graham Farquharson to be Doctor of Science. Graham Farquharson has made his name as one of Canada's leading mining engineers. Born in Timmins, Ontario, and raised in Bathurst, New Brunswick, Graham attended UNB for 3 years, and during that time he played varsity hockey. He then transferred to the University of Alberta to obtain a Bachelor of Science degree in mining engineering. After working in Uganda and Namibia, he returned to Canada and earned an MBA from Queen's University. In 1974, he co-founded Strathcona Mineral Services, and over 35 years later, he still serves as president, overseeing hundreds of assignments as far afield as Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia, Africa, and Central and South America. A key development in Strathcona's history was the Nanisivik zinc mine in Baffin Island, 700 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. This was Canada's first mine in the Arctic, and the challenges were daunting. Bone-chilling temperatures, long dark nights, permafrost, and sea ice. Nevertheless, it operated successfully for 22 years, producing up to 800,000 tons per year as one of the lower-cost zinc mines in the world. The company worked to ensure the Indigenous peoples benefited from the project, and in fact operated in 3 languages, English, French, and Inuktitut. In 1995, Bre-X Minerals of Calgary announced the discovery of the single largest gold deposit in history at its operation in Busang, Indonesia. Strathcona Minerals conducted an audit and determined that it was, in fact, the single largest fraud in the history of mining. This added to the high regard in which Graham was already held, and in the years since, he has been frequently called upon as an expert witness in court cases involving mining industry standards and mine valuations. He was chairman of an independent committee appointed by the Supreme Court of Ontario to oversee operations of the Page Williams mine while the ownership was in dispute. In 1996, Graham received the J.C. Sproul Memorial Plaque for pioneering Arctic mining development. The Canadian Institute of Mining and Metallurgy also named him its Distinguished Lecturer in 1998, and in the same year gave him the Robert Elver Mineral Economics Award. The culmination of this distinguished record was Graham's induction into the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame last year. He was then immediately asked to serve on the board's selection committee. Graham Farquharson is a generous philanthropist. He has supported UNB athletics and the chair in economic geology in the Department of Geology, recently named the Department of Earth Sciences. He volunteers as chairman of the Canadian Mineral Industry Education Foundation, which is supported in part by a substantial donation from Strathcona Minerals. He has given millions of dollars for kidney cancer research, including research chairs at the University of Toronto, the Princess Margaret Hospital, and Sunnybrook Hospital, the latter in honor of his wife, Annalisa. As an engineer, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and loyal alumnus, Graham is a worthy example for current and future UNB students, and we are very pleased to honor him today. Insignissime praeses, amplissima cancelare, tota universitas, praesenta vobis Graham Farquharson, ut admitator honoris causa, ad gradum doctoris in scientia in hac universitate.
Ego admitto te, Graham Farquharson, honoris causa, ad gradum doctoris in scientia in Universitate New Brunswick. It is now my privilege and great pleasure to invite Dr. Graham Farquharson to address this Encaenia. Dr. Farquharson.
Bonjour and good morning. After an absence of almost 50 years, here we are today back at UNB with the pleasant task of saying a few words to the 2011 graduates in the faculties of nursing and science. And I'm not going to try and give the graduates advice on what they should be doing in the world. Dr. Currie has already done that job and done it very well. And besides, you are now university graduates. You have been trained to make your own decisions. I'm going to concentrate my few words on the beginning of my association with New Brunswick and with UNB, and the subsequent events in my life from which I have derived the most satisfaction. And perhaps you might get a few ideas from those comments for your own future. In 1952, we arrived in Bathurst, and on October 25th of that year, my father called somebody important in Toronto to say that their exploration drill was stuck in some high-grade lead zinc ore. 6 days later, Brunswick Mining and Smelting Corporation was formed. And today, almost 60 years after that discovery drill hole, the Brunswick lead zinc mine is still operating and has been the most important economic development in the history of the North Shore of New Brunswick. Shortly after we arrived in Bathurst, when I was 12 years old, my father told me I had to get a job. So I did. 60 hours a week working in the lumber yards for $20. And my father took half of that for room and board. Modern day parents might say that was a bit rough on a 12-year-old. But paying room and board at an early age was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because it created in me the determination to be my own boss and look after my own destiny. In 1957, I graduated from Bathurst High School and eventually came to UNB in 1959. In May 1960, I was on the highway outside of Fredericton with my thumb out, hitchhiking to my first job in the mining industry at a copper mine on the north coast of Newfoundland, where the wage rate was $1 an hour. 51 years later, I've been fortunate to have had a wonderful career and life associated with the mining industry and have worked all over the world. Two highlights from that career had a lot to do with my induction last year into the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame, and they were briefly commented upon in my introduction. In 1972, we put together the concept of developing the first mine in Canada in the high Arctic, a zinc project at Nanisivik on the north end of Baffin Island, 700 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. The sun goes down in mid-November and doesn't come up again until mid-February, 3 months later. For the project, we needed the equivalent of what today would be a few $100 million. Mining companies in Canada and the US listened to this 32-year-old young man when I was knocking on their door trying to get financing for the project, and they said, "It can't be done. You're dreaming." Well, we did it. And for 30 years, Nanisivik was the main economic endeavor in the new territory of Nunavut, just as the Brunswick mine has been the main economic activity in northern New Brunswick for the last 60 years. And that was the achievement in my career from which I derived the most satisfaction, because we did something that so many said could not be done, and in so doing made it possible for hundreds of families to have had the unique experience of living and working in the high Arctic. From 1993 to 1997, Bre-X Minerals was the big story on the Toronto Stock Exchange, as their gold property in Borneo and Indonesia kept getting more valuable with each drill hole. And by March 1997, the company had a stock market value of $6 billion. A big US company drilled a hole and advised Bre-X that they did not get the same gold values that Bre-X did. We were soon on our way to Indonesia and quickly spotted many red flags before even going to the property. A decision had to be made. Should we take the safe, conservative route of going to the property and drilling our own holes and then reporting to the world on what we had found? Or should we send out an alert now before the widows and others bought more Bre-X stock? I made that telephone call right away, and $6 billion in shareholder value was gone. The biggest monetary decision in my career, but not a difficult one, as long as one follows the principle to tell it like it is. And in this case, that meant saying that there probably wasn't any gold on the Bre-X property. I enjoyed my 3 years at UNB from 1959 to 1962. And the last year I was lucky to be on the UNB hockey team that won the Maritime Championship. And St. X was always the team to beat in those days. Bill McGilvery, Richard Clark, and Dave Inch were much more important contributors to the team than I was. And I enjoyed yesterday the opportunity to have some time with Richard Pooch Clark to reminisce about those days. It is 49 years since leaving UNB in May 1962 without a university diploma, to hitchhike to another summer job at a mine. Now I have a university diploma from UNB, and have also entered that stage in life where satisfaction comes from distributing that which we have managed to accumulate. Thus it is with great pleasure that we can advise that $2 million will be coming to UNB, and that amount will be split into 4 equal parts. 1 part will go to the geology department, and it's a shame that Arnie McAllister passed away last year because he was the first prophet that I had in geology, and he was an inspiration to all of his students. Another part of the donation will go to the Faculty of Science that is so well represented here today, particularly by the students in biology and biochemistry. The third part is to go to the Faculty of Nursing. As yesterday I had some time with Dean Janice Thompson to learn more about the nursing program. Because my wife had such a long battle with kidney cancer, I have spent a lot of time becoming conversant with certain areas of medical science and have great admiration for those who embark upon a career in nursing and medicine, and have had great satisfaction from being the largest supporter of kidney cancer research in Canada and observing the small steps of progress that have been made in treating that difficult disease. The final $500,000 of that donation we will simply leave to Eddie Campbell to allocate wherever he thinks it can best be used. To those of you who join me today in leaving UNB, UNB with our diplomas, we wish you all the best, and may you enjoy your careers as much as I have. You come from a special part of Canada, the best country in the world, and many of you have that wonderful advantage of being able to be comfortable in both of our official languages, which I have found to be a great advantage. Merci beaucoup et bonne chance à tout le monde.
Well, I thank you, Dr. Farquharson, for your words of wisdom to our graduates and all of us here. I have to say you've had a very interesting career, from hitchhiking to having to make $6 billion decisions, no pressure. And I also am obliged to thank you. I'm very surprised by your announcement, and I'm also very grateful. Thank you so much, sir. That really was a surprise to me, and I'm very grateful on behalf of the university. We now proceed to the conferring of degrees in course. May I extend to all of you who will graduate here today the very warmest congratulations of the university. When you first came here as a student, you became a member of the UNB family, and today, all of this family, from your colleagues, your fellow students, staff, the faculty who have taught you, the administrators, your friends, have all gathered here to share in your pride in reaching this most important milestone in your life. We are happy and delighted to recognize your hard work and your sacrifice, and we wish you every success and happiness in the future. We hope that you will always value what you have learned here, and that you will forever remember your alma mater with fondness and affection. As each of you receives your degree today, you will be presented with a University of New Brunswick alumni pin by the UNB Associated Alumni. And let me just offer, for my own part, I know that for everyone here at the university, this is one of the very best days of the year when we get to come together and celebrate your achievements and award you your degrees. We will begin with the bachelor's degrees, followed by the master's and doctoral degrees. Candidates for the bachelor degrees will be presented by the university orator.
The bachelor's degrees of Science, Medical Laboratory Science, and Nursing. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, amplissima cancellare, supplicant senatui et hic venerabili collegio gubernatorum, hi baccalaureae vel scholares in facultate scientiae, in facultate nutricia, quorum nomina ac studia iam rite cognita sunt e promulgata, ut admintantur ad proprium baccalaureae gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placetni vobis senatores, placetni gubernatores, ut hi supplicatores admittantur.
The supplicants for all the bachelor's degrees will now stand for presentation by the orator and admission by the president. Insignissime praeses, amplissima cancellare, tota universitas, presento vobis hosce supplicatoris in supradictis facultatibus, ut admittantur ad proprium baccalaureae gradum in sua quisque facultate, testorque illos, quoad omnia que statuta nostra requirant, aptos e idoneos esse.
Ego admitto, vos gradum baccalaureae in Universitate Novi Brunswicki.
You'll now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The Dean of Science, Dr. David McGee, will present the Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science diplomas. Bachelor of Science with honors, John George Bolden. Tally Renee Boucher. Ryan David Mackenzie Brito. Emma Jane Chaston. John Robert Chin. Alexander Douglas Cohen. Jason Matthew Cunningham. Genevieve Connie Dostaler. Christy May Ettles. Miles Trevor Goff. Emily Ann Harrison. Matthew Gordon Havenga. Matthew Brent Kenny. Daniel Marc Leboutillier. Patricia Ann Logan. Davor Lukanovich. Duncan Malcolm McGilvery. Katrina Elise McKay. Laura Elizabeth Michaud. Anthony Victor Noletti. Adam Ross Parks. David Richard Pitts. Matthew Kevin Sabine. Eric Jean Webster. Andrew John McIntyre White. Carolyn Ann Wilson. Rachel Ann Wyatt. Chelsea Monica Babin Reed. Christopher Mark Bernard. Jillian Marie Blanchard. Justin Quan Chan. Ashley Lauren Galbraith. Max Simon LeBlanc. Faith Lynn Shannon. Alexander James Douglas Smith. Caitlin Heather Smith. Travis Christopher Young. Bachelor of Science, Ryan David Mackenzie Brito. Shannon Margaret Carmont McKinley. Michael Gregory Craig. Bethany Laura Hayes. Megan Marie Levangi. Warren James McCauley. Ashley Ann Palmer. Timothy Alexander Snow. Christopher Richard Toller. Stanley John Wells. Ashley Krista Weil. Holly Abandonato. Selassie Stacy Agbaku. Jeffrey David Barsalou. Daniel Beaulieu. Barry Alexander Bauer. Crystal Joy Brewer. Derek Allen Burden. Christopher Thomas Chesworth. Jonathan Joseph Wallace Como. Bradley Joseph Connell. Shani Nadia Dupre. Maggie Lindsay Evoy. Jocelyn Fatso So. Krista Alice Getson. Amy Margaret Gillespie. Michael Kyle Jablonowski. Sheila Howard Lottie. Caitlin Eileen Lamb. Sarah Jane McDonald. Roxanne Lynn McKinnon. Jillian Belva Monteith. Jessica Elizabeth Prescott. Matthew Ronald Scott. Melissa Irma Sullivan. Jamie Carl Wallace. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Science degree. Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science, Jamie Lynn DeMerchant. Kristen Ashley Hogan. Lindsay Ann McDowell. The Dean of Nursing, Dr. Janice Thompson, will present the Bachelor of Nursing diplomas. Bachelor of Nursing, Cheryl Joy Allen. Derek Burton Blackmore. Erin Kathleen Bowen. Amy Lou Carrier Jonkus. Angela Lynn Cochran. Sheila Lynn Colburn. Adam Clarence Como. Cassie Ann Coombs. Katie Marion Court. Melanie Lynn Daly. Tonette Danielle Dupre. Catherine Marie Drapeau. Steva Carol Ann Dumet. Natasha Lynn Durell. Denise Ann Easton Terrio. Abby Grace Feindl Vanderheide. Kelly Ann Flanagan. Colleen Rose Gagnon. Lacey Felicia Gallant. Amy Renee Gulliver. Karen Faye Hines. Crystal Lynn Hoare. Katarina Hernud. Sarah Rebecca Jones. Tara Lynn Jones. Kimberly Donna Love. Jillian Lee McKay. Kizzy May McGilligan. Abigail Nitzi Mean. Jason William Mellenberg. Nicole Marjorie Moore. Justina May Morris. Holly Catherine Muir. Karen Ann Neighbors. Lisa Ann Neighbors. Karen Stephanie O'Rourke. Amy Lynette Page. Jamie Lynn Partridge. Danielle Perron. Vicki Lynn Peterson. Amy Dawn Reed. Daniel Terrence Richer. Erica Violet Eileen Riordan. Monique Robichaud. Melanie Nicole Roy. April Marie Shea. Brittany Lynn Smart. Brittany Jean St. Peter. Brittany Dawn Stafford. Catherine Marie Traer. Andrea Lynn Trevors. Anna Maureen Triple. Janet Holly Webster. April Dawn Welling. Diane Marie Wilson. Lindsay Jerica Wilson. Allison Marie Woods. Caitlin Johanna Adair. Brianne Lee Arsenault. Adriana Carol Beaver. Crystal Elizabeth Bell. Leslie Dawn Boone. Ashley Marie Bourgeois. Melissa Dawn Bradshaw. Lara Morgan Brake. Jacqueline Michelle Carr. Danielle Elizabeth Carter. Jennifer Muriel Coburn. Edward William Costigan. Ashley Jean Crossley. Amy Kathleen Dixon. Samantha Lee Dyke. Anna Maria Eliakis. Edita Emenich. Megan Eva Fournier. Brittany Trudy Joy Francis. Allison Kathleen Gale. Samantha Brianna Galley. Kaylee Rose Garnier. Ashton Kirsten Godin. Stephen Darrell Hare. Jackson Lee Henderson. Beth Ann Hitchman. Brittany Robin Hood. Linda Lee James. Nancy Jardine. Lise Janine King. Krista Lee Landry. Natalie Alice Lapointe. Vanessa Genevieve Levesque. Kaylee Louisa Linton. Tara Marie McDonald. Michael Bradley McInnes. Robin Ashley Elizabeth McIntyre. Kayla Suann Elizabeth Mullally. Patricia McCoy. Melissa Christine McEachern. Kimberly Michelle McIsaac. Kayla Elizabeth Mills. Terrence William Mullen. Stephanie Marie Pye. Timnit Musi. April Lindsay Quinn. Laura Julia Robert. Rebecca Ashley Robichaud. Amy Denise Roy. Andrea Marie Sabatis. Sarah Lynn Sabine. Vanessa Anna Michelle Scott. Angela Jane Burnett Sherman. Sarah Avandi Singh. Jody Carla Smith. Sarah Rose Idri Summers. Elizabeth Dawn Sterling. Megan Lee Sutherland. Cynthia Sweezy. Kayla Dawn Terrio. Catherine Melanie Ann Trusick. Jody Lynn Wall. Tasheen Marie Weber. Kimberly Elizabeth Teresa Wheaton. Donna Jacqueline Marie White. Megan Lynn Wilcox. Danielle Alejandra Wilkins. Corey Lynn Agnes Williston. Carrie Ann Woodman. Amber Elizabeth Warmel. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Nursing degree.
We shall now confer the master's degree in course. The candidates will be presented by the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Edmund Biden.
The master's degrees in science and nursing. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, implicime cancellari, supplicant senatui et huic venerabili collegio gubernatorum, hi baccalaureae vel scholares in facultate scientiae, in facultate nutricia, quorum nomina ac studia iam rite cognita sunt et promulgata, ut admittantur et proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placetni vobis senatores, placetni gubernatores, ut his supplicatores admittantur.
Placet. The supplicants for the aforesaid master's degrees will stand for the presentation and admission by the President. Insignissime praeses, implicime cancellari, tota universitas, presento vobis hosca supplicatores in supradictus facultatibus, ut admittantur ad proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate, testorque ilios quoed omnia quae statuta nostra requirant aptos et idonius esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri in Universitati New Brunswick.
You will now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. John Neville, will present the master's diplomas. Master of Science, Crystal Leanne Allen. Andrew James Christopher Blakeney. Nathaniel James Findell. Natalie Dawn Harris. Famida Homera. Heidi Margarita LeBlanc. Camilla Simone Ann Melrose. Master of Nursing, Jennifer Lynn Donovan. Gail Mary Marcia Ouellette. Jessica Mary Louise Webster. Angela Elizabeth Wickett.
We shall now confer the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidates shall be presented by Dr. Biden.
The degree Doctor of Philosophy, candidates will stand for the supplication. Insignissime praeses implicime cancellari supplicant senatovi et huic venerabili collegio gubernatorum. Bridget Elizabeth Clarkson, Biology. Kevin Charles Fraser, Biology. Terry Humphreys, Chemistry. Magistri vel baccalaureae ut admittanter ad gradum doctoris philosophiae.
Placetni vobis senatores, placetni gubernatores, vid hec supplicatrix admittatur.
Plaquette. The candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy will come forward and stand before the dais for admission. Insignissime praeses, implicime cancellari, toti universitas presento vobis hosca supplicatoris, ut admittanter ad gradum philosophiae doctoris, testorque ilios quo ad omnia quae statuta nostra requirant aptos et idonius esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum philosophiae doctoris in Universitati New Brunswicki.
Please come up onto the platform. Bridget Elizabeth Clarkston to be Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Clarkston investigated biodiversity in Canadian seaweed and discovered 4 new species and 1 new genus of seaweed. Her findings have revealed hidden diversity in Canadian marine flora. This concludes the granting of degrees in course.
Congratulations, graduates. Please note that an English translation of your diploma has been placed inside the folder behind the parchment. Now, as our 225th anniversary celebrations draw to a close, it is my pleasure to introduce a new tradition at UNB. You, the class of 2011, will be the first ever to receive the limited edition UNB coin. I'd like to thank all of those who made this new tradition possible, from the committee who worked hard to get the coin just right, to the associated alumni, who made a significant financial contribution in support of the project. We hope this coin will carry your individual memories of a life-changing experience at UNB and serve as a reminder that when you combine an ambitious goal with personal dedication, you can attain anything. Maybe more importantly, let this coin be a symbol that you were and are and will always be part of our family, the worldwide family of thousands of UNB alumni who work to better our world each and every day. We hope you hold your coin with pride. We are certainly very proud of you. We know you leave us with more knowledge, a greater sense of community, and the potential to make a significant difference in the quality of your own lives and the lives of those you touch as you take the next step in life's journey. Congratulations on a job well done.
You know, graduates, as I look around this wonderful new space we have for our ceremony, I am reminded of how much you owe to those of your friends and your supporters, your family, who have gathered here today, sitting up here in the stands to see you walk across the stage, to celebrate your achievements. I would ask that you stand and face them and give them a round of applause for all they've done for you. Thanks very much. And if you were here without anybody able to be present, I hope you're thinking of them now. This year's grad class committee has continued a legacy that was introduced in 2010. Called Pay It Backward, the concept is for the current graduating class to help those graduating the following year by raising funds for student prizes. This year's committee has added a twist, focusing on grad class participation rather than just dollars raised. The goal of the 2011 Grad Class Committee is to inspire 100% of the graduating class to support Pay It Backwards with a $1 contribution to create 3 student prizes for the class of 2012. I would like to commend the 2011 Grad Class Committee, President Lisa Solte, Vice Presidents Patricia Logan and Alison Fredella, Scott Kelly, Christina O'Brien, Jocelyn So, Drew Cameron, and Sela Latte for the time and effort they've dedicated to grad class activities this year. And they're still hard at work. They tell me that donations to the Pay It Backward legacy are being accepted at the diploma framing stations here in the lobby and at the Encaenia tea following the ceremony. Hope you're able to take advantage. Let me take this time to thank each of you, the graduating class of 2011, for the contributions you have made as members of the UNB community. What you have given as volunteers, athletes, club members, mentors, friends, to those around you will always be remembered and appreciated. And now the welcome to the new alumni will be given by Larry Hashi, President of the UNB Associated Alumni. Mr. Hashi.
Good morning. On behalf of the more than 70,000 UNB alumni around the world, it is my pleasure to welcome you, the class of 2011, as the newest members of UNB's Associated Alumni. Congratulations, of course, to each and every one of you. Today is a time of celebration, a celebration of your achievements and the realization of a major life goal. Today is also a time for goodbyes. Goodbye to a place that you've called home and the people who have become part of your extended family. Goodbye to a place that, whether you realize it or not, will have played a big role in helping shape who you are today and who you will become. Like many before you, you have left a piece of your soul at UNB, and I hope that you will also bring a bit of UNB, of Fredericton, and of New Brunswick with you wherever your adventures take you. As mentioned earlier, my name is Larry Hashi, and these ceremonies mark an end to my 2-year presidency of the UNB Associated Alumni. I serve with many other dedicated and proud UNB alum who all volunteer their time and their treasure to support our beloved alma mater. As many of you are now set to be, or are now just become alumni, you may want to know exactly what that means. So first let me explain what it will not mean. Although UNB alum and its association have given millions to the university, have provided hundreds of thousands in scholarships to many current UNB students, and have sponsored many UNB sports teams, you will be happy to know that we will not be calling you for a donation. We do not call for donations. UNB has a fine donor relations group that does that. In fact, as you saw today, we gave you a little something, and we're most proud to have been part of it with the Vice President's office. When you are welcome to the UNB alumni, it certainly means that you stood on the shoulders of others and of many generations of fellow UNB alum who have built the buildings that we study, live, and play in. Coached and sponsored and supported our many sports teams that we've enjoyed. Provided funds through scholarships and bursaries and loans to many UNB students who may not have afforded an education otherwise. And lobbied governments to fund UNB expansion to serve our provincial aspirations. Becoming a UNB alumni today is not just a title, but a responsibility to become the newest generation of stewards and guardians of over 225 years of tradition, excellence, and service to our province. As of today, you have become alum, and as such, you must be prepared, perhaps several years from now, when you are ready and when best you can, to help the next generation of UNB students, no matter what corner of the world they come from, reach their goals, realize their dreams, and stand on your shoulders to take their place in building a New Brunswick that can stand on its own 2 feet, a New Brunswick that immigrants think of a destination rather than a stopover, and building a smarter New Brunswick that our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Campbell, assures us can be done if we just simply multiply the talent that sits right here in front of me. All is possible, and we know you're the people to do it. No, becoming a UNB alum is not just a title or receiving a pin or a coin. It comes with a set of expectations, and we're counting on you. I bet maybe you weren't counting on that. But don't worry. As president of the UNB Alumni, I have visited chapters all over Canada and all over the world. I have met with UNB alumni that are world-class researchers, entrepreneurs, engineers, and pioneers. Just last year, we heard the story of UNB grad Julia McLaughlin, who is a senior director of Microsoft in Seattle, was asked by one of her employees which university her child would soon be attending. Julia responded, well, I'm going to send him to the University of New Brunswick in Canada. Surprised, the employee, who was expecting UCLA, MIT, and was himself a graduate of Harvard, asked with a slight sneer, why would you send your child there? She responded, well, I have a UNB degree, and you're working for me, aren't you? In many ways, we punch above our weight, and sometimes we're a little timid about telling the world about how great we are, how smart our students are, and that UNB grads are simply better looking than most. Well, we're not timid today because the secret is out, and you, the class of 2011, are the best and brightest we have to offer. The world awaits the promise you can bring it, and rest assured, your UNB degree will serve you well. As Dr. Currie said, you will be able to hold your own against anybody, anywhere, and in any situation. Class of 2011, we are also very pleased to be a sponsor with Tony Seiko in the Vice President's office of our newest tradition, the granting of the UNB coin. You are the first to receive it. Be sure you bring it with you wherever your travels take you as a token of your time with us and your time back to UNB. As you venture forth, dare to dream and never take a backseat to anyone. Now get out there and conquer the world. Congratulations.
Thank you, Larry, for those inspiring words, and thank you for your service to the Associated Alumni over these past 2 years. Again this year, the graduating class has asked that the Valedictory be presented at Encaenia. The valedictorian for this ceremony is Shannon Cormant McKinley of Heartland, New Brunswick, who not only received a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and Physics today, but a hug from the President. Ms. Cormant McKinley, I invite you to deliver the address.
Hello, class. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you today. I actually almost didn't make it. It seems that after 5 years here at UNB, I still don't know how to set my alarm clock appropriately. So here I am, and here we are. We're sitting here in our caps and our gowns, having just walked across the stage to gather that certificate we've worked so hard for over the last 4, 5 or more years. We've learned a lot here at UNB. Our time in the classroom has prepared us for what's to come next, whether that is further education, whether we're stepping into our careers, or whether it's something else altogether. Our time at UNB has been about so much more than just that classroom experience, though. We've lived for the past number of years in this community with each other. In this community, we have met and interacted with people from various walks of life, people whose foundational beliefs varied greatly from our own, people whose backgrounds seemed foreign to what we knew, people who spoke and behave in unfamiliar ways. We learned together how to interact with one another and work to understand these differences, better understanding ourselves and our own values in the process. I can't speak for all of you, but I know that when I came here at the age of 18, knowing exactly what I thought I wanted out of my time here at UNB, I couldn't have been more surprised. You, as a group, as a class, have taught me so much more than I could have ever expected. We have built each other into a group of strong individuals ready to face whatever challenges the world will throw at us. Now, in my time at UNB, serving with the Student Union, I've been in meetings with our own president here, and I've heard him begin branding our university as the provincial university. And it's very true. We are the University of New Brunswick. Many of us graduating today came from a New Brunswick high school, having grown up in a New Brunswick community. Many of you, including myself, are hoping to stay in the province or to return to the province, to raise your own families and to be near the ones that you love. This is a great and beautiful province, and I know that we're proud to come from New Brunswick, and that we want only what is best for New Brunswick. But over the past number of years, I've noticed something that's true of this province that I suppose is probably true of most communities. There's a great deal of cynicism and prejudice existing just below the surface for a lot of people. It influences every decision they make and in every interaction they have. And most often, this prejudice is born of a simple frustration which has grown into a resentment of some sort and has embittered the person involved. If only that original frustration could have been alleviated in some way or could have been explained away, because usually it's based simply on a misunderstanding. Sometimes the misunderstanding is specific to a religious group or a political affiliation. Sometimes it's about a different culture or ethnicity that we don't understand. Oftentimes in our province, it comes down to differences in understanding between the Acadian or the Anglophone cultures. So we have this tension surrounding our bilingualism. Existing in this community at UNB with you over the past 5 years has taught me a lot about what kind of community I want to live in and what kind of province I want to live in. I'm thrilled to say today that the future of our province, the future of our world and of our individual communities rests squarely on our shoulders. We have the opportunity to break this cycle of prejudice and to foster communities with the same values of acceptance and respect that we built here at UNB together. As we step outside the safety net of this community, my wish, my challenge to you and to myself is to preserve those values, to not let the prejudice of others embitter you toward the neighbors, towards your neighbors, and to never let situational frustration build that prejudice within yourselves. We are sitting here in this incredibly diverse community with our colleagues, our classmates, and our friends. The people surrounding us have contributed to our UNB experience and have helped to shape us into the people we are today. We have learned that it was that same diversity that was confusing to us 4 years ago that unites us today and makes us strong. We can carry that forward as we branch off into new communities, and we can begin to change the way our world operates. I want to congratulate all of you for your accomplishment and to celebrate with you today as we join thousands of UNB grads that have come before us over the last 225 years. We are formally stepping into a proud legacy, following in the footsteps of great people, many of whom are here today in this room, your supporters and members of our board, etc. So go and accomplish great things, as I know you're all prepared to do. And never forget your time here at UNB. It will always unite us. So thank you. And hopefully I'll see you tonight at the Crown Plaza.
Thank you very much, Shannon. You may know Shannon as the outgoing president of the Student Union here on the Fredericton campus. It's been a real pleasure to work with her over the past year. And I will say I was asked recently by a member of our Board of Governors what surprises I had found here at the University of New Brunswick since I started in September of 2009. And I have to say the surprises have been pleasant. One of the most pleasant surprises has been to discover the very high quality of student leadership that we have here at the University of New Brunswick. Energetic, intelligent, enthusiastic, determined. It's been a real pleasure to work with this group of people. You've set the bar very high for your successors. I hope they're up to the job. On behalf of the Chancellor, the Board of Governors, the Senate, and the faculty, I extend to all who have received degrees here today our most sincere congratulations on your achievements and our very best wishes for the future. I'd also like to say thank you to the St. John String Quartet, David Adams, Larissa Chitty, Paul Campbell, Sonia Adams, as well as trumpeter Robert Dutton for providing the music for our 182nd Encaenia. Thank you very much. You were superb. You are superb. I would also like to thank all of those who have assisted with the arrangements for this Encaenia, As you know, this is the very first time we've used this venue for this ceremony. That comes with a special set of tensions for those who are trying to make sure that this is a wonderful experience for our graduates and their families and supporters. I think they've done a terrific job. Thank you. At the conclusion of this ceremony, which is upon us, everyone is cordially invited to attend the Encaenia Tea in the Dunkid Tibbetts Dining Hall. I'd also like to mention that the Associated Alumni will be offering a diploma framing service at the Encaenia Tea. It is now my pleasure to invite Shane Armstrong, who is a student in the Bachelor of Arts program, to come onto the platform and lead us in the singing of O Canada. Would everyone please rise and remain in their places until the academic procession has retired. Mr. Armstrong.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Thank you.